Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Kusnarta. First of all, I would like to thank to the committee for the opportunity given to me to present my work with the title Response of Three Maize Varieties to Ponska Fertilizer Rate on Insecticide of Lombok. This work was prepared by me and Dr. Iwayan Sudike. We are all from Faculty of Agriculture, University of Mataram. Let's start with the introduction. Maize yield in West Nusa Tenggara province need to be increased as the demand of it increase day by day. We know that 60% of maize plant areas are on dry land with some problems such as lack of water, low in soil organic matter, low in soil nutrient. Therefore, it is required to match these conditions with some factor such as appropriate variety of maize, the second, use of organic matter input, and the third is use of fertilizers such as Ponska. Based on the agronomic point of view, we know that the different maize varieties have different response to the management. Therefore, research is needed to find out a suitable technology package between varieties and fertilization on certain farming method. The objective of this research is to determine the growth response and yield of three maize varieties to the applications of various Ponska fertilizer rate. Materials and method. This research was conducted in Tempos Village, Grong District, West Lombok Regency using an experimental method and designed it using a factorial randomized block design with two factors. The first factor was maize varieties, consists of V1 Lamuru, V2 Sukmaraga, and V3 NK212. The second factor was Ponska fertilizer rate, consists of DO without Ponska, D1 150 kg per hectare Ponska, D2 300 kg per hectare Ponska, and D3 450 kg per hectare Ponska, and the last one D4 600 kg per hectare of Ponska. Each of these treatment have an addition of 200 kg per hectare urea. Parameter observed consists of some soil properties which is measured before and after the experiment, and that soil parameters include soil pH, total nitrogen, available phosphorus, and exchangeable potassium. The second, growth parameters, which include plant height, number of leaves per plant, and stem diameter. And the third one, maize yield was measured from harvested dry seed weight per plot, and then yield component, which consists of cob length, cob diameter, number of seed row per cob, and harvested dry cob weights, and the last one is weight of 1,000 seed. Data obtained were analyzed using analysis of variance or ANOVA and continued with Duncan's multiple ring test or DMRT age at 5% significant level. Result and discussion. Table 1, soil chemical characteristic before and after experiment. From this table, it can be seen clearly that soil organic carbon of the soil before the experiment is very low, 0.5%, and the soil pH slightly acid, 6.4. And after the experiment, soil pH slightly getting lower, as the Ponska fertilizer rate getting increased, but they are all still in the same criteria, that is slightly acid. And the total nitrogen concentration was very low before the experiment, and after the experiment even getting lower as absorbed by the crop. Available phosphorus of the soil exists in a medium criteria 14.18 before experiment, and after the experiment it seems to be lower because of absorptions of the plant. Similar trend also occurred under exchangeable potassium, which is 1.09 before the experiment and lower after the experiment because of absorptions by crop. Table 2 shows average maize yield per plot and weight of 1,000 seed under combinations of maize varieties and the Ponska rate. From this table, we can see that the highest maize yield occurred under variety of NK212 at the Ponska rate of 600 kg per hectare. But this yield was similar to that of same varieties NK212 with the Ponska rate of 450. Another thing that we can see from this figure is the highest rate of Ponska will produce the highest weight of 1,000 seed for all of the maize varieties observed. This table 3 shows that the hybrid variety of NK212 give the best performance in terms of stem diameter and tend to have a better performance in terms of leaf number and plant height, while Lamuru varieties has the best performance in terms of cob dry weight, cob diameter, and number of seed line in each cob. Table 4 shows that the applications of Ponska fertilizer at 600 kg per hectare and 450 kg per hectare give a better result in terms of plant height, cob dry weight, cob length, and cob diameter, while leaf number, stem diameter, and number of seed line in each cob remain similar. It can be concluded that, first, the interactions between maize varieties and Ponska rate only occurred on maize yield, with the highest yield, about 10.9 ton per hectare, were obtained on NK212 varieties with the Ponska rate of 600 kg per hectare, which is similar to the applications of 450 kg per hectare of Ponska, with the yield of 9.6 ton per hectare. Second, maize varieties have an effect on plant height, number of leaf, and cob diameter. The best growth was occurred on NK212, then followed by Lamuru, and the least is Sukmaraga. Third, Ponska fertilizer at rate of 600 and 450 kg per hectare resulted in better maize growth compared to that of the lower rate. Thank you. Finally, we would like to thank the Directorate General of Higher Education, Ministry of Research, Technology, and Higher Education for funding this research through the Scheme of Applied Research started in 2017 to 2019. Thank you very much.